So we're going to talk about the strong sides and the weak sides of flanks. All right? Your right side is going to be your best bet in 80% of all encounters. I have a choice here to go left or right. I choose right. Let's see what happens. I give myself just a small advantage and get the kill there. All right, I'm going to show you another example of me focusing on keeping my enemies on the right side of my screen as best I can. It gives myself an advantage because it keeps me on the left side of their screen. It makes me a little more difficult to track. Check this out. So I made myself harder to hit. That gives me an advantage, and I ended up getting the kills. I do this all the time, and it doesn't work every single time, but it works enough for me to keep doing it. This next tip is different because correct sensitivity, what's correct for me might not be correct for you. I play almost all of my sensitivities around 10. It's very middle of the ground. I don't like spraying and overcompensating and shooting past someone, so I keep it a little lower than I probably should. I know we all want to have it high and flick and turn and shoot someone in the head like Shroud or Taco, but it just doesn't happen on console, so I really focus on keeping my sensitivity as low as I can and still making it work. Tip 3, looting. This one is one of my favorites. It's where I feel like I excel over other players, and it gives me a huge advantage because of how fast I can loot. Watch this clip of me looting. I've already identified that this guy had an M24 that I want. So let's see how fast I can grab it. Just over 6 seconds, I grab the M24 and I get a handful of attachments for it. So how do I do that? The key is the A button. You tap it once when you have the weapon, the attachment that you want. You tap it again and it'll automatically put it in the slot that you need it to go in. So let's watch again and watch me just spam the A button when I find the stuff that I need. Everything is in order, you'll find in loot boxes. Attachments are all going to be next to each other. You know, meds are the first thing, they're at the top. So learning that well will give you an advantage when you're looting. So here's an example of how looting quickly can actually win games. In this instance, I want a grenade. I don't have any grenades, but I just killed this guy. So watch me quickly grab his grenades. Back into cover. And a perfect throw. And a victory painkiller. Chicken dinner. Alright, tip 4. Controller preset B. The only difference between controller preset A and B is how you aim. So in A, if you guys are using A, which is the default, use the left trigger. If you hold it down, it'll aim over your shoulder. If you tap it, it'll toggle and it'll aim down your sights. I recently found preset B is better. It's where left trigger will aim down your sights no matter what, and left bumper will aim over your shoulder. It just makes things a little easier to wrap my head around. When I'm close, I can just tap the left bumper and roll in. If they're a little farther away, I can hold down the left trigger and take some accurate shots, or it's situational, but it makes it easier to just push the button that I need to push and do what I need to do. So I recommend it. Tip number 5, driving. Slow it down. So I play this game with my older brother a lot, and he is an excellent PUBG player. He usually will get more kills than me. Very accurate, very smart player, but he cannot drive a car to save his life. I probably have died in the car with him more times than I've been killed by the play zone. And his problem usually is he's just going too fast, or he's not paying attention. We drive off a cliff. And all that could be avoided if you just slow down. I would say you need to go a lot slower than you think you do, unless you're under fire, of course. But general rule of thumb is don't boost unless you need to. Avoid potholes. Just slow it down. You'll be all right. Tip number 6, inventory hot swaps. What I mean by that is attachments. You have in this example, I have a red dot. It's on my Car 98. I need to put it on my UMP because I know there's 2 guys below me who are reviving. It's much more useful on my UMP because I don't have another attachment. I end up not using it, but it's good that I had it on there. So getting good with that, speeding up how fast you are in the inventory will improve how you play and how often you win.